Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning into this video. If you follow the channel any at all, you know that I've got up 3 videos where I have upgraded this particular SCX24 Deadbolt. I bought this Deadbolt brand new and have made modifications to it just to make it a little bit, perform a little bit better. I've painted it and things like that. Since the last video I put up on this, the only other things I've done to it was I did add this little bikini top, which again, this is something you can purchase off eBay and they're fairly cheap. I don't remember the price. I'm thinking maybe $9. And then just for a little bit of added upfront weight, I put this little, which it's a bumper extension, but it's actually made for the rear. If you can see that there in the video. But I put it in the front just to add a little bit of extra weight in the front. But in the third video, the main upgrades I made to it was I put on a Endura 50-turn high torque motor, and I added a FuriTek ESC Lizard just to give it a little bit better control. And it did work pretty well. I was somewhat content with it. But in this video, I'm going to try to make it even just a bit more better. And I'm going to throw on this MoFo RC Pankake brushless motor, which I've already got it mounted to the transmission. I had an extra transmission laying around, so I figured I'd go ahead and just throw it together and get it ready to throw in, make it a fairly quick swap out. It comes with the mounting bracket, and which your transmission mounts to this side, your motor mounts to that side, and it came with 4 screws that mount right here, but I only saw that it was feasible to use 3 of them. So it came with 4, I think 1.5 millimeter hex head screws and washers. And there's 4 mounting positions actually on the motor. I probably should have waited and videoed me putting it on here just so you could see what I'm talking about. But I'm assuming that extra screw they sent was just in case maybe you lost one. But I feel pretty good that it's on there correctly. At least I hope it is. But I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other RCs that are running the Komodo brushless, the FuriTek Komodo brushless motor. And I just wanted to try out this MoFo, put that in one of these RCs and just compare the difference between the MoFo and the FuriTek. And I'm assuming that all I'm gonna have to do, let me get this battery out of there. But I'm gonna have to remove my ESC and cut out some of my ESC tray to get it to fit right there. I'm probably going to have to cut out some of my battery tray. I'm not sure yet. I may be able to scoot the battery tray back. I'll cross that bridge whenever I get to it. I guess first though, I'm going to plug this thing in real quick, just to make sure everything works. So I got the battery or the motor plugged in. I guess I took the battery out a second or two too soon. Okay, so everything's plugged up. Turn it around this way. Got my remote. Oh, it sounded good. So okay, I've got this, it's set up on a brushed motor. My FuriTek app has got the motor set up on brushed. So I'll have to go to the app real quick, change it from brush to brushless. And folks, I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, I just went into the app, and in my last video on the upgrades on this, on the part 3 upgrade on this, I show maybe not in the best detail, but I do show on how to use the app on how to change the motor from brush to brushless or brushless to brushed. But I did make this conversion on this to make it a brushless setup. So now let's see what we got. Everything seems to be working good. So got that powered off. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking some stuff apart here, do some cutting, get this brushless put in. After I get this installed, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run this black RC with the MoFo, and I'm gonna run it next to this red deadbolt that's got the FuriTek Komodo, which you can see there. So I'm just going to run them, see if there's a big difference at all. And either way, I'm going to start getting this stuff taken apart here. Yeah, I just cut it down right behind where it screws in to the frame, because I'm hoping that's as far as I'll have to go. I'll just have to wait and see once I get the motor put in. But the reason I did that is if you cut it on this side of where your screw goes and totally take that out, your mounting posts are going to be all loose and coming up and down and everything else. So I'm hoping that'll give me enough room to where it'll fit. If not, if I need more room, then I'll have to take that screw out right here, cut it further back here, but then my mounting posts are going to be kind of loose. But either way, we'll know here momentarily. Okay, I got the motor out. Basically consisted of taking 2 screws out of the bottom of your skid plate, and then 1 screw from the top right there comes out. So now, moment of truth. Let's see how this thing is going to fit. I know on the FuriTek Komodo, a lot more of your ESC tray has to come out. So it does, you do have to cut it out enough to where you got to go on the other side of where it mounts to your frame. And so all that's no longer mounted to your frame, and your mounting posts slide back and forth. So I'm hoping that this will work. Yeah, it's going to be right up against my tray right there. So I'm going to take a Dremel. I'm going to Dremel that down. Well, it's mounted, and I hope y'all understand what I was saying about this screw right here holding your body towers in place. But yeah, it's got plenty of room. Now let's just see what I'll have to do with the battery tray. I'm gonna have to trim out a little bit of my battery tray. So I'm thinking my ESC is gonna go there, and I'm gonna just keep my battery. Yeah, that's what I did on the Komodo brushless motors. I got my ESC up as far as I could get it, which it looks like be about right there. And I Dremel out on these two pieces right here. I just Dremel out the insides, a little bit of it on each side. That way my battery will fit down in between them. And so hopefully I'll have this thing wrapped up here. I'll probably glue it and then use a zip tie to go around the ESC, and also to hold down my FuriTek Lizard. So let me get started on all that stuff, folks, and hopefully I'll have this thing up and running here very shortly. Okay, I was sitting here holding my ESC down to the battery tray, waiting on this glue to dry. It does take Gorilla Glue a minute to dry. And I happened to look over and look at the motor and transmission that I just removed, and I realized that my drive shafts were still connected to the old transmission. So I got in a little bit of a hurry. I should have went ahead and taken the drive shafts off and put them on this, before I threw it in the machine. But again, a little bit of a hurry, so no. But it's still, I mean, I can still put them on. It's just going to be a little bit more tricky. But just for future note, if you're going to replace a motor, before you put your new motor back in, be sure you attach your drive shafts, and you should be good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and get these drive shafts removed, get them put onto here real quick. And maybe by then the glue will be kind of set up, and I'll be ready to get this thing set up and put it out on the course. Okay, I got my drive shafts hooked up. The female parts, which is what I should have attached to the motor before I put it in. And now the problem that I'm facing with is that with my links connected, I can't spread it far apart enough to get the male portion to slide into the female portion on the front or the back. So if my female portions of the drive shaft was hooked up to the motor, whenever you're sliding your motor down in, you can still raise your motor up and down, and then you can get your female, which is what's connected right here. By being able to move your motor up and down, you can slide your male into your female. But since my motor's already screwed in, I can't get my drive shafts to connect. So what I'm going to have to do is probably undo my lower links to where I can spread apart my axles. So basically what should have been about a 20-minute job, well, now I've turned it into about a 45-minute job. But yeah, just for note, if you've never done this before and you are replacing a motor, be sure to hook up your drive shafts to the transmission before you install the motor. So I'm going to go ahead and pull apart some links, get these drive shafts hooked up, and hopefully definitely by the time I get that done, I can go ahead and get the Bluetooth set up on this and try to figure out a way to install my battery and then go run this sucker. So I'll be working on that, folks. Stay tuned. Okay, I got my drive shafts hooked up. All I did was take out the screw from here, and here to on the lower links that are connected to the skid plate. Flip them back. That allowed me to pull apart my axle some to get my drive shafts to hook up. If I would have hooked up my drive shafts to the motor before I installed it, it would have been a whole lot easier. But I mean, that wasn't too awfully difficult. It took me about 7 or 8 minutes. But everything's hooked up. Now I may have to cut off that little piece right there off the back of my battery tray, so where that'll kind of fit right there. Hopefully my lid will still shut. And I'll get the Bluetooth hooked back up, get my servo and everything going. And the moment I've been waiting for is getting close at hand. So folks, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got everything put back together. Got everything stitched up pretty good to where it's kind of out of the way. These two round things here in the back, I don't even know what their purpose is, but it's kind of what your part of the shock tower, what your shocks mount to. But I did Dremel out the insides of those, and just to where my battery fits just snug to where it's not going anywhere there. I put a zip tie around my ESC right here just to help give that glue a little bit of support to where I could pull that one fairly tight. And then I got the lizard right here on the side with a zip tie on it, just barely pulled down just to hold it together. And again, the power button is right here to where I can still get to it with my lid shut. So I had to do a little bit there with my Emax cord that's about 10 feet long. Yeah, everything shuts pretty good. So I guess now it's the, I'm gonna go ahead and roll this here just to give it a quick test before I take it outside. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, that's the low power setting. But I'm gonna put it on a few climbs, compare it to the FuriTek Komodo, and folks, stay tuned. I'll see you in just a moment out on my course. Okay, so I got both RCs out on the course, and the black deadbolt that I just put the MoFo brushless in, I have not ran it yet at all. I'm going to do the red deadbolt first with the Komodo, just so whenever I do the MoFo, maybe I can see if there's any type of difference. But and just so you know, this obstacle I'm about to try to run them up, it's a little obstacle I call Devil's Crack. The red deadbolt does have a slightly longer wheelbase than the black one. The red deadbolt has had a stretch on the front and the rear, and the black one has just had a stretch on the front. So the red deadbolt may make it up a little bit easier, but I don't think that's going to have anything to do with the motor. And I may not even get him up it. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this obstacle, you kind of do need some control. And he makes it up just fine. Getting off of it's the tricky part without turning over. And he succeeded. But yeah, it's kind of off camera to the left toward the passenger side of the vehicle. And if you go up too fast, you're just going to slide sideways. So you do need to kind of go up this somewhat easy. So which is what I'm hoping the brushless motor will help out with. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and power off the red one, power on the black, see if I can tell the difference here. Stay tuned. Okay, I got him powered up. Yeah, that's that shorter wheelbase, so I may have to put him on a different obstacle. But I mean, so far, I can't really tell a difference. Boy, he's wanting it though. Look at that. Yeah, when I first brought that rock home, I figured I would have to build up RCs to be able to make it over that, but I didn't think I would. I've tried to run stock RCs over that with the SCX24s with a stock wheelbase, and that they can't do it. But yeah, I can't really tell much of a difference between the two motors. See if a shorter wheelbase affects him here coming down off this. Either way, he made it up. That's all I was wanting to do. But yeah, so far, they both have plenty of low torque. I can't tell much difference at all. Plenty of power, and it's nice and quiet. I think I might have taken the wrong line off on that one. Let me start over. Might have, there, you got it. Plenty of control, plenty. I like it. Yeah, the Endura 50 turn high torque motor with the FuriTek ESC was definitely an improvement from stock, but I don't know. I think on a crawler, on an RC crawler, brushless is the way to go. It brings out a little bit more realism to it. They're not jerky at all. Come on. Yeah, tons of control. I probably won't run the red deadbolt anymore. I've been running the Komodos forever. I kind of know what they feel like. But yeah, I'm definitely it's going to be a close one right there. I think he's going to fall off. He made it. Yeah, on situations like that, it's just a little tougher to control with the stock motor or a brushed motor in general. I had somebody comment on the video that I did when I installed the Injora and the FuriTek ESC, and they asked if I thought that was a must do. And that just depends on, I guess, the person doing the operating. I mean, these things are fun stock with the stock motor, but again, just with the brushless and having this much control, it just makes it more realistic to me and more enjoyable. I'm very happy with the MoFo RC brushless Pankake. Well, folks, I guess that's going to do it for this video. MoFo RC brushless Pankake or the FuriTek Komodo brushless. I recommend them both very highly. Folks, stay tuned for the next one.